Hi, I'm Darla Smith, and this is Drilling Down. I'm here with Pete Larsen and Trent Castner, and today's question is, what type of license do you need for drilling wells?
That's kind of an in-depth question because most licenses are dependent upon the state that you're acquiring the license. So, for example, California, you'll work underneath one contractor's license, but in other states like Oregon, Washington, Idaho, you'll have to have your own monitoring well or water well license, which requires you to have on-site training along with doing and accomplishing or taking a test and completing a test with above 70 point average.
And it's as Trent said, it is a complicated question because every state governs their own drillers. Most have very specific requirements for water well drillers and for drillers that do environmental resource protection work is what it's called. Okay. So really can be a dual path. You can have a water well license and a monitoring well or resource protection license in some states. And in other states, one license covers all the drilling. So it really depends on the level of the testing and the continuing education units required every 2 years to maintain your license. But we as Cascade are licensed in all 50 states in the US, and that is a challenge to maintain, but
how often do you have to be updated? Is it an annual thing that each driller goes through?
Most are on a 2-year cycle. In a state like Utah, the company has a license where other drillers that work for us work under that master license, as an example, in Utah.
And I'm going to add too, there's no one license that gives you reciprocity to work in all states. You'll have to be licensed or have a licensed driller on each drill rig for the state that you're working in. Some of our drillers have 9 licenses that they have to maintain. And it's quite a process to make sure that they continue on with their continuing education and keeping updated with their licensing.
And then I imagine that's a challenge too when you have different sites and you have to mobilize employees, drillers, and based on what license they have.
Well, and a lot of times it's not so much just having the license, it's understanding there's different drilling regulations for different states. There's different sealing requirements in Oregon as there are in Washington. Borehole size also differs for well installation from state to state. So our customers are normally looking to us as being the license as to really guide them to the proper drilling method and the type of wells that they need to install and the type of drill rig that we can provide.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. And if you'd like additional information on our services, please contact me at dsmith@cascade-env.com.